call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It is Thursday the 7th of April. Just back with another episode. Feeling quite good. I had 3 winners at the weekend, so there's no complaining from me. I tend to get these little runs where I'll go, obviously, go away without hitting a bet, but then get maybe 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 in a short space of time. So I'm just happy to take the money while it's there. Also had a couple of bets that were close, but yeah, you're not going to get no complaints out of me having getting 3 bets up. So I'll quickly run over them before I get to this week's selections. So my main bet was Wickham. They won. Halifax, they won. Solihull Moors, they won. Eastbourne Borough, they won. And Real Madrid. Now, I did cash this out, and it ended up costing me 25 quid. The reason I did cash it out was because of the card bet that I did, the free bet I had on Bet365. So I backed McTominay, and can't remember. Let me double check here. I'll get the other guy. It was a young defender for Wesley Forfan for Leicester. He was booked after about 20 minutes, and then McTominay got a booking early in the second half. He was lucky not to be sent off. Was a bit raging that I didn't put in Shaw, because Shaw is a pick that people pick all the time. He's good for cards, but listen, 60 quid for free, I'm not gonna say no more complaints. So that meant with that 93 plus the 60, that was me lifting 153, so I was happy to take that. Another reason I cashed the Real Madrid bet out was that they had 3 penalties in the game. They went 1-0 up, threw a penalty, then Vigo equalised and it was disallowed. Then Vigo scored again, so it was 1 each. Then they got another penalty, Real Madrid missed it, and then they got a third penalty and they scored it. So I just felt Vigo had been good, and 25 quid's a big loss to take on a cash out, but with the fact that it won that 60, I just thought, I'll take it. So that was that. The evening bet, I had United and Leicester goal rush plus, or United to win, goal rush plus. So United to win and both to score. It was 1 each. Leicester had 1 disallowed, so lucky enough on that one. Dortmund, they were hammered 3-0. I had Lazio and Salsudo both to score and over 2s, that was up. And then I had Apoel and whatever the team was called they were playing, both to score and over 2. And it was 4-1 to that team. I think it was Athenas. So it was only 2 out of the 4 up there. But I only put a small amount down. I think I only put a £2 free bet on that. So again, there wasn't much I fancied. Then on to Sunday. Sunday I had a few bets, obviously, because I was up, I had a bit of extra money, so that's why. I also laid a few bets, so I'll get that in a second. So the bet I did first on Sunday was the early Sunday bet. So I had Rangers and Celtic both to score and over 1.5 goal or 2.5 goals. Obviously it was 2-1 Celtic. Had Bilbao to win, Strasbourg to win, Fiorentina to win, and then there was a Turkish game on. Not even going to try the names. You know what I'm like with these Turkish and Greek and all them mad names. But I had it over 2.5 goals, so it was up. Actually with that one, got a few bits of luck because that Turkish team scored in the 96th minute with a penalty. I seem to have a lot of luck with penalties. A lot of penalties about in my bets the weekend. So that paid 112. But what I did was, after I had most of them up, the only one that wasn't up was the Bilbao game. They were winning 1-0 getting into the second half. So at half time, I can't remember who they were playing, but they were what price were they? 9-1 for plus a goal, win or draw. So I put a tenner on that, meaning even though I won 112, realistically I only won 100. because I laid another tenner on the bet. So listen, still more profit. So that's 93, 60, and 100 in sort of profits. So yeah, I can't complain. It's a good weekend. And as I say, I do get these weekends where I get 2 or 3 in a row. I did another bet Sunday later. Rotherham, who ended up winning extra time, but it was a draw in the match. Spurs Newcastle over 2s, that was up. Had West Brom Birmingham over 1.5, it was 1-0. I had Gladbach and Mainz over 2s, it was 1 each. I had Atalanta Napoli over 2.5, that was up. And I had Steaua Bucharest over 1.5, and it was up. So I say a good weekend, but anyway, let's look at the favourites. So at the weekend, there was in the Premier League 9 games. Of the 9, 4 favourites won. There was 3 draws and 2 outsiders. In the Championship, there was 11 games, 5 favourites, 3 draws, 3 outsiders. In League 1, there was 6 favourites, 2 draws and 3 outsiders. Again, 11 games. League 2 the same, 6, 2 and 3. So 6 favourites, 2 draws, 3 outsiders. In National League, there was only 8 games, 3 favourites, 2 draws, 3 outsiders. So League 1 and League 2 there, more than 50% of the teams winning, favourites. Championship is actually quite good with 5. I forgot to total this up. 15, 21. So 24 favourites, 12 draws, 14 outsiders. And that is in 50 games. So, is that right? Yeah, it's in 50 games. So less than 50%. So done pretty well to get a bet up there. So I'll get swiftly on to this week. Main bet is Arsenal at home to Brighton, and Arsenal are 3-5. I haven't done the decimals again. So Arsenal 3-5. Arsenal currently sitting 5th, Brighton 13th. Brighton not in great form. Arsenal obviously lost their last game and they're not in great form. They've got 9 points. Brighton have only got 1 point though from 5 games. But Arsenal's home record is only bettered by City and Liverpool. So they've got the 3rd best home record in the league. Brighton away from home, mid-table. So, as I say, Arsenal at home, they beat Brentford in their last game. They lost to Liverpool the game before that, and they won the 3 before that. Brighton away from home, only 1 win and a draw, and 3 defeats, including the last 2 they lost against Newcastle and against United. So 3-5 to me, pretty good price. Next team is Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are at home to Hull, and they're 4-7. Middlesbrough currently 7th in the league. Hull are 20th. Form, Middlesbrough have 10 points from 15. Hull have only got 4. And in the recent home form, Middlesbrough had 3 wins, a draw and a defeat. The draw was against Spurs in the FA Cup, so that's a decent result. And they end up winning an extra time. And then the other home fixture that they lost was against Chelsea in the Cup, so not a bad one to lose. Hard game. Hull away they actually have 2 wins and 3 draws away from home, so they're actually undefeated in 5. But I just think Middlesbrough's pretty good home form there. As I say, they've won their last 3 league games at home. Should be enough there. And as I say, that one is 4-7. Next is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are at home to Birmingham. Currently Forest sitting 5th and Birmingham 18th. In form, Forest are actually top of the league, 13 points from 15. Birmingham have 8 points, so Birmingham going okay. Recent home form, let's see. So again, Forest 4 wins at home. The only game they lost was the last home game, that was against Liverpool. And Birmingham only 1 win, 2 defeats and 2 draws in the last 5 away from home. Now, Forest are currently playing as I'm recording this. at home against Coventry, and they're winning 1-0. But as I say, that game's not over yet. But they have got a pretty good home record. Price on that one is 4-6. Next, a team that are sitting top of League 2 have been in bad form, but they've picked up recently, and it's Forest Green. Forest Green are at home to Hartlepool, and they're 7-11, which I think that works out roughly about 4-7. But anyway, so yeah, form, they've got 10 points from the last 15, which is decent, but they're actually only in 7th because there's a few teams in League 2 in good form, and Hartlepool are 22nd, only 4 points in the last 15. At home, as I say, Forest Green have had that blip, but they have won the last 2 home games. The one on Tuesday night against Mansfield, and the one on Saturday against Scunthorpe. Both 1-0, so they were tight games. And again, Hartlepool's away record, not bad. 3 wins, 2 defeats. They lost their last game against Northampton 2-0 away from home. But again, on this one, I'm looking at that going, Forest Green are obviously going to, well, more than likely they're going to go up. They're 7 points clear in the league. They've had that blip. They seem to be coming out of it. So that's my thinking there. Lastly, a team I've backed a lot recently, along with Eastbourne Borough, and I fancy them again at the weekend, and that is Brackley. So Brackley Town, I said this before, they have one of the best home records in all of England. They haven't lost a home game since in the league. They've lost in the FA Trophy, but they haven't lost a home game in the league until it was the second home game of the season. So they've got a great home record. So they're at home to York, and they are 3-4. So looking at the form altogether, in the table, Brackley are top, 78 points. York is 6th, so going well. Form, Brackley 11 points out of 15. York are way down on 15th with only 5 points from 15. And in the recent form, Brackley have won 5 home games in a row. York away from home, 3 draws and 2 defeats. So again, I'm just looking at that going, Brackley seem to be in great home form, and they've a few weeks ago, I think AFC Fylde were top of that league, then Gateshead were top of that league, and now Brackley are top of the league. So that league's been changing a bit, but Brackley have had form right up towards the end of the season. So all together, that bet, let me have a look, I think it paid somewhere in the region of 120, so it was about 11-1. So I'm happy with that. I'm actually going to place that very soon just to get those prices in case they change. So that's that. Moving on to the second bet, and the second team, or the second bet is obviously the overs. And what am I picking here? Let's see. I have Villa Spurs even money, Salford Harrogate 10-11, Wrexham Eastleigh 4-5. Dartford and Hemel Hempstead 4-6. Hampton and Richmond versus Billericay 4-6. And I've actually picked 6 this week because some of the prices were poor, and that's Slough versus Eastbourne Borough 3-5. So I actually haven't calculated that yet. Maybe I'll do it while I'm sitting here. But I did the 6 because those 4 to 6s and whatever, that's going to affect the prices. You'd be lucky to get £100. So let me just quickly calculate that. So that's even money, 10-11, 4-5, 4-6, 4-6, yeah, on a 3-5. So that works out at 29-1. So that's decent. Say I take one of the 4 to 6s out. That brings it down to, it's basically, no, hold on, I've took both of them out. Hold on. So 4 to 6, that's 17-1. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to pay like 80 quid. So yeah, I've just said fuck it. I'll go with the 6 this week. Those National League South, as I said this before, it's the highest scoring league in England. It's actually the highest scoring league in Europe. So it's the most games over 2 goals. So listen, I'll give it a rat. I'll try the 6. My overs bets haven't been great recently, so I can't do any worse. Oh shit, I never actually talked about last week's overs bet. It was close enough. I had Chelsea up, a couple of 2-0s and a 1-0, so I got a bit of a sweat, but you know, I have to be honest, my overs bets have not been great, which is different. For me, it's unusual, because usually my overs bets are the best bet that I pick. I usually get more winners with those, but this year it hasn't really been. It's been mostly the main bets for teams to win that have been winning. So listen, I'm not going to complain. I'll take any winner I can get. So before I let you go, just quickly, I'll look ahead to the matches next week. There's not a lot on. On Tuesday night, there's a couple of League 2 games, a couple of nice in the League North. There's Champions League games, Bayern, Villarreal, and Real Madrid versus Chelsea. On Wednesday, there's a Danish game. There's one Irish Cup game. There is only 2 more Champions League game, and that's City versus Atletico and Liverpool Benfica. Then on Thursday, there's 4 Europa League, 4 Europa Conference, and 4 Danish games. I do have a wee dabble in the Danish games. I'll have a look at them, but not them. You know, I don't always bet in that football, but sometimes on a Sunday I'll give it a rattle. So I'll have a look anyway. But that's basically it. So that just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet this weekend, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.